I should have reminded all the speakers, and everybody's been good about it, is that we limit our remarks to 3 minutes. I can't keep my eyes off the groceries. Boy, it's going to be a fast meeting. Go ahead.
Good morning, Chairman Feldemeyer, honorable members of the ADOT Transportation Board and executive staff. I want to thank you for allowing me to be up here today and talk to you about what's on my mind. My name is Joe Vernier. I'm a Sedona resident, been there since May of 1999. I also served as the police chief in Sedona from 1999 until January of 2010, and I still remain a Sedona resident to this day. I spent nearly 40 years in law enforcement, served as a traffic accident investigator, graduated from Northwestern University's Traffic Accident Investigation School, investigated numerous fatality, serious injury accidents, testified in numerous vehicular homicide cases, and was certified as an expert during that testimony. So keeping this kind of background in mind, there's just a couple of perspectives I want to share from my viewpoint as a Sedona resident. And one of the things, I believe the majority of the pedestrian fatalities that took place on 89A in Sedona occurred during my tenure as the police chief. And I do recall that the majority of them occurred at night on an unlighted stretch of 89A, running between Rodeo Road and Dry Creek Road. And darkness was the predominant factor that was reported as basically a causative or significant factor that led to the death of the pedestrians. And that was substantiated by the motorists, by the investigating officers, by the accident reconstruction experts who were hired by the attorneys for the civil suits that were filed against the drivers or any claims that were made. There was no dispute or conflict that darkness was a contributing factor in the motorist's inability to see the pedestrian until after the accident was unavoidable. Although these incidents were classified as accidents, none of the motorists I've had the opportunity to speak with can use the word accident to minimize their ongoing trauma and emotional pain of living with the fact that they've killed another human being. There's also a misnomer that has led to what I believe is a Sedona urban legend that virtually every pedestrian was intoxicated to some incapacitating degree. I'm here to say that that is patently untrue. The nighttime pedestrian fatalities continued. I believe the last one occurred in April of 2006. And again, it was the inability of the motorist to see the pedestrian that was a contributing factor to that death. I spent time talking to the officers who investigated these accidents, and their feedback to me during the time I was a chief was that was a dangerous stretch of highway. It was difficult for them to see. They had either been involved in near misses or they'd witnessed other individuals in near misses with pedestrians in that area. We did work with ADOT, and one of the things ADOT agreed to do was use volunteers to do pedestrian level counts in those particular areas where the people were getting killed. And one of the interesting things that's in this report, and I have it here with me as reference, is on page 6 of that report. They put the volunteers out to do the counts, and they said unless they were at a signalized intersection where you had some ambient lighting, they couldn't do the count because they couldn't see the pedestrians crossing the street in that particular area. The report also recommended pedestrian warning signs and lights as measures to prevent future accidents. We have the signs, yet we still lack the lights to this day. I'd like to see ADOT work to get this portion of the highway safely lighted as soon as possible. In my view, this is not about lights or dark skies. It's not about initiatives, referendums, votes, or no votes. It's about the sanctity of human life and the preservation of same. It is really about doing what is right to protect that trust in our capacity as public safety professionals. In my opinion, the right thing to do would be to move expeditiously ahead with the installation of dark sky compliant lighting and light up this stretch of highway that's caused so many problems for motorists and pedestrians. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, that concludes comments from the public related to today's meeting.